Hello everyone, I want to welcome you guys to my Plague Doctor build. It's a poison bow gank build for PvP. I will be showing you how to use basically my old desync build and transfer over to this if you guys are wanting to do that. With full disclosure though, I'm actually going to be running my desync build during the scale breaker release unless they fix the poison procs that are pulling us out of stealth. Okay, to show you what I mean about the poisons keeping us out of stealth, I'll try to proc the glyph. There we go. So each time that orange number procs, and that's the poison status effect that's doing that. So on our abilities, when you use the toxic barrage, when it ends, it's going to do poison damage over the 8 seconds. So for whatever reason, if something happens and you don't get that kill, now every second that's going to proc, you effectively are going to be not able to get into stealth for 8 seconds. Same way with lethal arrow. It applies the poison status effect. So, same thing. You get the orange tick, pulls us back out. Even if we switch to cloak, drop down. I didn't do that one fast enough. Okay, drop back down. However, with poison inject, it is a Bandari poison and for some reason does not count. So we hit it. See, it's not lifting us back up. So we're able to stay in. And that's the reason why I'm still going to be running my desync build this patch with all the physical damage. And I will actually be switching the enchant on my weapons to disease, so I don't proc that poison status and get pulled out of stealth. However, if you really like the poison builds and you want to stick with that, then this build is going to be what you want to run. So if you are switching this over from my desync build, you're going to go ahead and keep Spriggans on. Keep the Krogs one piece. Everything's in Divines. And Molokina or whatever other monster set you have to give you the one-piece weapon damage. And then you're going to switch to your automatons out to Swamp Raiders. It's basically the exact same thing except for the fact that it does the poison and disease damage buff instead of the physical damage. All jewelry is going to be in infused to maximize our weapon damage glyphs. Now, for this setup, I have my bar set up this way. I'm still running the Flawless Dawnbreaker. Even though it's physical damage, it still has a decent hit. The damage over time is really nice, but the 300 extra weapon damage is a great way to empower our execute on higher health, higher resistant targets. So and we're switching our snipe to the lethal arrow morph. running poison inject instead of the shards. Other than that, we're still running lightweight trap beast and camouflage hunter on our attack bar. Our back bar staying the exact same, with reviving barrier, which is even more important now that they took the dot heal off of rally, to be able to have this to absorb all that extra damage and give us that great heal over time while we get ourselves caught in some bad situations. We're also keeping channeled acceleration, our shadowy disguise, our resolving vigor. I went with that morph because, let's face it, the majority of the time we're alone and we need to heal ourselves fast. Concealed weapon still for the speed. Now, as far as the combo on this setup goes, you go ahead and lethal arrow twice, hit the light attack and poison inject, and your second arrow and your light attack and poison inject should all be landing basically at the same time. If they're within execute range and you're close, go ahead and execute them. If they're a tankier target and need a little bit more damage, hit the Dawnbreaker and power that execute. It's actually pretty ridiculous now. I've hit people for as high as 22,000 on this execute with that combination. However, if you want to sell out even more into poison, you can go ahead and throw Toxic Barrage on. I personally don't really like this ult because it is a channel and you are stuck in it for 4 seconds unless you dodge roll and then lose all the damage and waste your ult. It's a crazy amount of damage though. I mean, we're not even buffed up and we're sitting at 81,000. If you are going to run this full poison, then I will suggest you to go ahead and switch out your Spriggans for Morong Tong. Reason for that, we don't need the extra penetration because we're not dropping the Dawnbreaker. The 10% more damage to all your poison abilities after that first snipe hits will outweigh that physical penetration from Spriggans. Now, we are still a Dark Elf for this build. We're still a Vampire, still staying with the Lavafoot suit. It's great for that max stat and the huge chunk of recovery. And you definitely want to stay with the Lover, especially if you're giving up Spriggans to run Tong. For our champion points, 44 into Warlord, 9 into Sprinter, 37 into Arcanist, 56 into Mooncalf, 67 into Shade, 56 into Tumbling, 1 into Befoul, 66 into Master of Arms. This is where we did make a change. We put some points into Thaumaturge since we are proccing all those damage over times on the poisons now. 66 into Precise Strikes, 59 to Piercing, 56 into Mighty, 56 into Ironclad, 8 into Spell Shield, 56 into Resistant. You could take a few points out of here, drop that down to 19%, and add some more into damage over time on Thick Skin because of how bad dots are this patch, if you want to. 43 into Hardy, 49 into Elemental Defender, 35 into Expert Defender. Alright, again, I just want to thank everybody that takes the time to watch and support this channel. I appreciate it a lot, and I hope you guys have a lot of fun running the build.